What's his name? Tab the taper. PaperCutt. Tab the taper. Tab the taper.
When you see me in the street, soldier, salute me.
I'm internationally known, yo.
You just mad cause I'm a young cat, rockin' dumb fat.
I'm one step ahead, slide through enemy lines.
From one god, I can rock a party from night until sunrise.
Click, clap. You don't want to battle me.
Blowing up spots like I was sending out mail balls.
PaperCutt. What's up, GPs? Go friendly once again. It's session 4 of the exclusive interview remix mixtapes. I hope you know what that means. PaperCutt on the ones and twos, cutting things up once again. Tab the tape. If you don't know him now, you know him later. We were meant to be speaking to all the cats from Pretoria. Like, we had the Anvils lined up, and we had Nyams, and we had Pressure Point, and we had Fifi, and all these really dope people. But time wasn't going to allow. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and spread it out each Monday so we can give everybody the shine that they deserve. Today, though, we're having a chat with MaliQ, representing Beforza, representing Blacklisted, representing the capital city of hip-hop, Pretoria, Tshwane, whatever it is that you want to know. So find out a little bit more about Beforza, the whole Muslim Black African rapper thing. Find out a bit more about the language issue. Find out what cats in Pretoria really feel about Tshwane versus Pretoria, and find out how they feel about being next door to Joburg but getting no shine, you know? It's not right. PaperCutt.
I gotta tell it like it is. I gotta tell it like it is, yo. Hey, yo, you're 13. Hey, yo, you killed it again and again, yo. See, I was told back when I was growing, and man's trying to be the greatest is on his own, so get going. On my block, not a lot I can stream. They have a lot to gain out of nothing, and it's misery means it meant I chose a life of a different seed, a different breed, and difference means hustling for the green. Had myself accustomed to travel and not missing home. That's how my week would end with pumps on microphones. Before not a lot of you knew. Now that you do, the first assumption is Akeem is fresh, but not new, it's all true. The sun cried and even bled for hip-hop. I gotta make it big in the land. Crossfade moves with underground rules. I keep hustling. Got broke but still kept on this game bustling. Not a lot believe and not a lot agree, but dudes got paid. I've seen heads for this shit, please. Somebody gotta tell it like it is. It's a bit hard to take what this industry is. We done get your control and it's too many years. Now we gotta get back what it's
I don't spit for the masses, but mostly for the classes. Those who understand the meanings and the tones within my rap. The roll the dice and flip the ace black. Pretoria beats that lead the streets to victories within its sneakers.
Tab the taper.
1 2 1 2 with MaliQ, 1/4 of Beforza. Victoria baby in the place. Hello, my man PaperCutt, aka Tab the taper.
I don't spit for the masses, but mostly for the classes. Those who understand the meanings and the tones within my rap. To roll the dice and flip the ace black. Pretoria beats that lead the streets to victories within its sneakers, chasing the heat until we all soak the beat up. We're in them get up, a farce in this game, and as I let them digest this thickness, the flip scripts, perform tips, marinate rips, all telling fibs of me, rising from crypts is all a matter of fighting my internal conflicts. The verdict is moving lips won't tell the truth, even if they trip on figurative. This tree that bears figs and deep gigs, current performances and radiations that's more electric. The God within smiles upon this, while rigid mimics deserve to be trapped like a gin on stages. I wear black and spit with a face mask. My trademark is still stands underground, that black man, that aphrodisiac, bound to make you the idolater. I'm conscious of the fact that I'm that raw violator. I cause fusion that's even greater. The God within spits in the valley of my ancestors. We'll boogie down till my rapture. It's all about the rap stature. How high are you in the food chain? Up in a cipher, I'm the deflexor, the deflator, Mr. Calvinator. I'll find my deep brain. Cause he's on the road, no stopping. The flow from my heart, no popping. The ground is ready to blow, ready to hold your whole mind, body and soul. Cause he's on the road, no stopping. The flow from my heart, no copping. The ground is ready to blow, ready to hold your whole mind, body and soul.
Motions are past. Too bad today is the last. Fingers and mouths that can catch.
Tab the taper.
Fingers and mouths that can catch.
weasels. Razor blades, brick stones, hand grenades, which you can only save yourself from by embracing steps or motions of the b-boys. I punch lines when I kick throws, hands compassion as a primrose, path to destruction since MCs is software like Windows. In the simplest English I speak, trying to be heard not just by the big folks, but all the way down to the street bambinos. Brother, we been pros. Hip-hop idiom means hip-hop equals. It's all out, but no doubt top to carry this big bags of power to my people.
In the cold world, yes, but we generate warmth in storms of all forms. Laws of men, we crash the norm without realities of Capcom. The virtual strength perpetual is rap trap, heard in a song for y'all.
Tab, the table.
We be so damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish. So damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish. So damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish. So damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish.
In a spot, weed, smoke fingers, politic with left wingers, fake bell ringers, swelling on the fingers, kid. Slap what's happening. Chief, new legends, coalition, subterranean front, where the wild child stunt. Easy to fish out the whack. It smells like cut. Yeah, I know the kid. Touch all avenues, percolate with thug attitude. How to get miles, in other words, the revenue. Slide in the verse, my melody is the turf. Rhyme surfing on the wave, happy carry on for days. Illustration coming soon. Joe and Shaq got the heat, barbecues on. Chili on the meat, cold beers and broads are big. So no, react to my man's call. Yeah, what up, nigga? Cause the peeps finning for more that toxic soul. Me and the kids out of gear in the lab, it's all good.
The lyrical mastery, we take a token past the weed. Run the circle while we chill under the jack around the trees. My Anvil's family is still the same pack of Madam C's that have all of y'all open like the master key. That catastrophe that's been waiting to happen. On hip-hop's pie chart, PTA's taking more than a fraction. No time for asking, so be polite, son. Act like I'm meant to get eaten like one. Extremely nice from the doorstep. Keeping it jiggy is those niggas from the capital city. Smacking them silly weepy. So damn sick when we speaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish. Sleep on this and you'll be guaranteed a rude awakening. From those cats that rock the house until the roof escaping it. Nah. Shining brighter than a city of gold. It's the 012. Now come dude, you know the area code. So damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish. So damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish. So damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish. So damn sick when we freaking this. We got neighboring concrete jungles feeling feverish.
PaperCutt. Tab, the table. What's up, MaliQ? Representing Bafoza. Let's get straight into your name, MaliQ. You're Muslim, you're black, and you're an MC. So what does MaliQ mean, and how does that play into the different roles that you have in your life?
You know, it's a Muslim name, obviously. It's Arabic. It means master. And the way I master, you know, my surroundings is through hip-hop, you know. And being young, black, and Muslim, you know, it comes first to me. The music just came later, you know. I just look for a way to channel my frustrations with, you know, being a young black Muslim in this unforgiving world. And hip-hop was there.
Obviously, you're part of a crew called Bafoza, right? You guys also have Blacklisted Entertainment out in Pretoria. Tell us a little bit about the scene in Pretoria, because a lot of the stuff from there is extremely poetic. It's got a whole jazzy but hip-hop feel. Like, what's the whole vibe with that?
Yeah, you know, for me, Pretoria is a microcosm of where I would love to see African hip-hop headed, because there's no reservations in terms of this is vernacular rap, this is English, this is whatnot. And we will not deny our poetry background. Any battle cat out there knows that if they were to bring it to him, he could still stand his ground, you know, and this is the beauty of Pretoria hip-hop, and this is what Bafoza brings to hip-hop, that balance, the battle cat, and your whole just having fun hip-hop.
Pretoria is a predominantly Tswana type of area, and the whole Motswako movement is like really big at the moment, particularly like, you know, a lot of the cats are staying in Joburg. Do you ever see there being a situation of a gap being bridged?
I love Dukes, I love Double HP, I love Morafi, you know. I'd love for us to go into the studio together and do something. I'm all for it, you know what I mean? In fact, I see Double HP and you know what I mean, doing shows there every Wednesday, the whole YBA movement. And I go to their shows, I don't know if they come to our shows, you know what I mean?
Now, still on the whole language issue, in Pretoria, like what happens a lot is a lot of conceptualization goes into writing. That's number one. And secondly, there's always the whole language issue, and everyone in Pretoria is always just rhyming in English. But I know you flipped it on your mixtape, but like, what are your feelings on that?
That is the most hypocrite nonsense, because Kwaito, a lot of it too is built on that whole Afrikaans, Fantuka type of slang, you know what I mean? There's always been a fusion of Afrikaans and English. When English is portrayed as the holy grail of intellectualism, you know what I mean? If we had more Zulu universities, if we had more books translated into Zulu, if they could translate words like gravity into Tswana and Zulu for us, then I'd find a way to use those words in our vocabulary. Thabo Mbeki himself has not coined a phrase for African Renaissance in his hometown, Xhosa. The day that he does, you know what I mean, they start pushing the African Renaissance, you know what I mean, the government and the media. This is the language of the media. This is the language of the government. When it suits them, they change a couple of street names and a couple of cities into Zulu and Tswana and Xhosa names. But that's not enough. We were indoctrinated with English. It's not that we deliberately went out and tried to write these lyrics in English. This is how we were indoctrinated, because they said education is the key. And the key, they gave it to us in English. That's just like that, like that, like that.
All right. PaperCutt. Let's get started. You may learn something, learn something, learn something.
It was written in the heart, the message by me from God. It was never easy, do what you're supposed to, believe me, it's hard. What will I be without a love of music? Maybe in jail or a shot. Instead I use my talent to have me live in the mark. I'm happy I made it for my hell of a day. I thank God for the free soul He gave me every time I need on the tray. Not afraid to go though, cause that is a part of life. Dream of a kid and wife, happy to focus more on life. The time for everything, you may not know what to do and when. I use my paper pen to teach, steadily I learn. They say I love my girl a lot, but I use my last minute to call on the Lord. You can front, but you know it's the boss. We pray for wealth, but they're hard to reach enough in us. Rich or poor, we only need and what we can't afford. Life ain't really yours, it's only bordered to you, of course. I know God is my guide, now tell me who's yours. God be the guide in this life I lead, my soul to the heavens, but in this world I breathe. How long will I strive for the things I need? The chapter of my life is written by the flow of the beat.
Allah be the guide in this life I lead. Hunger for knowledge, satisfied on the mic I feed. I live by the drum and the fights for my wife and see. The story of my life goes me to us.
PaperCutt.
Tab the table.
Do I thank this Lord, this God, they call him my savior? Or do I thank Buddha? Who do I thank? 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 Do I thank Usha? Or do I thank Allah? Do I thank this Lord, this God, they call him my savior? Or do I thank Buddha? Who do I thank? Who do I thank? Who do I thank? Who do I thank? Do I thank this hip-hop God?
Tab the table.
Hip-hop God that's pounding in my heart. Hip-hop God that's got me going crazy. Hip-hop God that's got me singing. Hip-hop God that's waving on my shoulders. Hip-hop
play raps, the blind adores and smiles at the picture painted. From the pyramids down to the cave flats, peace to the far east and the Middle East, the rugged pavements. Those street corner ciphers, I don't play that. I lay tracks that serve as guides for trains of thoughts in case they're lost. Plant seeds in the minds of innocent girls and boys. Put smiles on their faces and sweat to when I raise my voice. Flow like blood in those veins of yours. Supply halal proteins to souls. Trust me, I know I praise the most merciful. Far from Pavarotti's, but yes, this is classical. Like pep stores, we take it back to school. Cause y'all must have forgot the meaning of brotherhood. The importance of good behavior, whether you're in or out your hood. With a positive attitude, I live my life daily expressing gratitude through prayer or through the sound that's good. Better, best for y'all to get down with it. Unite the town with it. The team can I done did it.
Drinking it up and keep pissing. Why they like the beat but they don't like to listen? I keep spitting, sharing my vision. I'm not concerned with them people that be dissing. Living out of love and don't know what you're missing. This is revolution, the ill rendition. Walking the streets, beats are my mission. Time to make it happen, I'm tired of wishing. Maybe I'll get a job in the kitchen, washing dishes. I'm stuck in my ways like a Christian. Thought we could stick like glue but now you're distant. I've been knocking on your door while you went fishing. Muddy diamonds don't shine or glisten. Life is a cream cone that I'll keep licking. I will succeed if I keep persisting. I will be free, but first I have to start thinking. Mind shut down system. Caught in the daze, make your heart rate quicken. I come with the healing when it all starts to sicken. Cause when one is hurt, then the whole is afflicted. So I search a free mind, no more restriction. Got this freedom addiction and hell no, I ain't quitting. I ain't quitting, I'm not quitting.
Tab the taper.
I kiss the rain, and he kissed me back. So when the rain, just let it drop. You feel the pain, cause it's kissing your heart. Feeling dismay, you wish that it would stop. Let the rain fall.
Main floor up in your area.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. From here to that, see the winds just past me. A lot of people blaspheme and sin in back streets. Roaming for years, the tears hold your blackness. Strive like me, what happened to the
PaperCutt.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's up? This is Double HT Jabasinanga, and I'm hanging out with PaperCutt. Or should I say, Tab the Taper?
Here to that, see the winds just past me. A lot of people blaspheme and sin in back streets. Roaming for years, the tears hold your blackness. Strive like me, what happened to the fat checks? Can't stack the finest, I'm not gon' buy it. I rap live and them acts who lack the fire. I mean business like racist systems where the slaves keep living and get raised for prison. But you already know there's a missing link. It's in your rest between old Bibles and Timberlands. Venus flytrap, your seeds invite that. Pray boy, hell is MTV, the sky's black. But there goes, y'all still look African. Hard to believe that you voted Bush back again.
The wilderness is filled with this. So many people searching for false flip. I'm here with the skills you missed.
Arresting with words and ideas. Hey, that ain't the way I'm living today. Hey, that ain't the way I'm living today.
What? Yo. In so classy, pen so flashy. A lot of people ask me, is sin so nasty? Home of the Reds, the feds know the address. 513, what happened to the Jazz Fest? Stacks are quiet, I'm back to buy it. Crack diet in the city where the blacks are riot. Queen City, I ain't facing fiction. Where the slaves got free across the Mason-Dixon. You already know that it'll shift again. We in the Midwest from Ohio to Michigan. Venus flytrap, clean as fly strap. Main flow, tell me how you seen this guy rap. They
Oh yeah, you already know.
Listen, write, innovate, sing. The mic ain't no plaything. I'm riding on trade winds, arriving as the vagrant with fire in my statements. The dry the rivers ancient, but signs of written faces. Not delivered, saving society's impatient, surviving on the basic promise of oasis. Your family could break links for sanity. Debate this. Why I need to trade fists? Calamity play the fish, but I think we painted this the color of night to balance the light, tainted with the marvelous sight. Some brothers will fight. I'm drugging the mic with sound and advice. This threw me to rhyming off the rep South Africa, right? I said I'm drugging the mic with sound and advice. This threw me to rhyming off the rep South Africa, right?
Tab the table, paper.
PaperCutt.
Hey boy, you better watch your behavior. What? This is Dro and I'm chilling with my boy PaperCutt.
There's been the Black Consciousness movement, there's been the Africa movement, Give Us Free, you know what I mean? All these different movements that happened, and one of those that did come through that was seen as a passing fashion statement, you know what I mean, was to say that you were Muslim. Everyone from Kwali, Mos, and them changing their names so they had more of a Muslim meaning.
Religion is the center of Bafoza's music, but it's not the prime objective that drives us. You know, I look at cats like Tupac and Ja Rule and even Biggie and all of them who wear the so-called Jesus pieces, the blinged out Jesus face on their necks. And these guys are hardly Christian by what they say in the music. It's sad that, you know, there's Muslim groups like Wu-Tang that would rather use religion as a fashion statement. It's way beyond Bafoza that we'd ever do that. You know, we were always Muslim and hip-hop just came later, you know what I mean, when we realized you could do it.
A friend of mine who's Muslim actually said to me that the Quran was written in rhyme. So for him, hip-hop comes from that sort of space. Salah ad-Din was a bit like, he might swear when he's rhyming in English, but in Arabic he goes, that's such holy ground. You know what I mean? What are your feelings on that sort of thing?
I guess it's a personal choice. And, you know, going back to the Quran, the way it was written, the Quran is considered the most prolific piece of Arabic writing. And probably one of the greatest pieces of literature in any language for that matter. You know what I mean? Mos Def, when he first came out, he seemed like he was mixing the two. You know what I mean? Hip-hop and religion, starting his albums by saying Bismillah. Before he chooses to go with the whole Islam thing all the way. It's just like my height. It's like the color of my skin, you know.
On your mixtape, the official Bootlegs Volume 1, there's a track where you speak about it takes a village to raise a child. And in the beginning, you give a shout-out to Prophet Muhammad. Tell us a little bit about that and that track in particular.
I guess it was perfect timing, you know, just to reaffirm, you know, in a non-violent way that, you know, whatever you say about this man, we love him. And it was a way for me to get into grip with the fact that I'm only one man. I can't change the whole world, but I'm going to start with my girl, start with my kids, you know what I mean? Mom, dad, whatever.
Cry me a blood river. Another day in Africa. Another hot banger. I'm Dollar Brand, a rap version of Abdullah Abraham, son of Ham, cursed cause my skin was too tan. So can the African, of course you know that I can. Race to be different. Circumcised an infant, you got the sheep in your sleep. I counted bars and beats, I checked your record. You couldn't kill a bad habit. Talk about who you popped, I think you a cop. You form a long line of sellouts, and what you talk about? When my people ask stand up and be content. Retarded running from these clients, tired of getting caught. Marks from the handcuffs and bundles on my socks. Tim's on my feet and my heart skips a beat. Mind playing games with me, I'm on the floor. Try to grab my shotgun and it wasn't there. Thank God I woke up, it was a nightmare. And now I have a dream one day, I'll take you there. You and now I'm bored on the African Express. Cape to Cairo, coming everybody out. You and now I'm bored on the African Express. Cape to Cairo and all the body rolls out.
Tab the table, paper.
A rip off of rap scam. I kick it like Van Dam. Knock off the kick off. More rap and kick off. Doing it for
Tab the table, paper.
PaperCutt.
What it do, this big man, dead friends. You listening to PaperCutt.
Better keep on. I heard it and I want to be fun. The freestyle's a rip off of rap scam. I kick it like Van Dam. Knock off and kick off. For more raps and gift shops. We doing it for hip hop. My name is Opie Dopey Killer. I'm from my melody. You probably know me. I blast holes in your body, make you holy. And when I'm lonely, I tap the mic, slowly turn it on, a word is born. Roll with me and roll to me, you like an overbeat. You take more than fist and lip, just to throw a blow at me. Many had to go with me, but none came back. I changed on the flow with tree, but still the same facts. Gorilla killer game plan, nasty show my main man. The killer ain't signed, here will call you Indian. An African Samaritan, smacking on shenanigans. I'll take the pain like Anadin until the job is done.
You cats is phony and too know me. It's Nasty Joe, I stays on top like do-rags and sporties. I still rock it sweet like Hugh Lads and coffee with styles like carbon paper. When I do rap, you copy. When it's time to face the legends, all these cruise actors brought you with lines kept simple for you to catch as goalies. Got the new math like Johnny Blazes, latest the flavor. Make you believe like part of retrieve you eighth is the savior of this rap. Razor sharps the tactics, made to cut these faggots. I was born with it, like since the Christian religion, feeding the wisdom to children, teaching your vision to listen. Like preacher, our whole powers make you sweat in cold showers. Your thought you lizard won't make it. We roll like the thorny flower. My age forever happening like true player. Sex life, you soft like Westlife. Scare you half the dust price. Mysterious material like episodes of X-Files.
Do a little bit of respect to raise the glass in the air. What is the honorable drunken master preside? Yeah. Smack that rockin' and rock the break clear. Set campus, we ain't going nowhere. The only time the Hennessy cheers is really here. Yeah. Smack that rockin' and rock the break clear. Set campus, we ain't going nowhere. The only time the Hennessy cheers is really here. I'm the type of nigga people wanna follow like syphilis, cause I'm sicker than syphilis when I'm spitting this. Call me your wickedness, like Roberto Carlos, I'm kicking this. Niggas claim to be fat, but they are stick figurish. I couldn't give a flying clitoris what you think of this, cause you're whack. Flow is full of broken English, I'm devilish. With verbal expression, whenever I'm blessing, I set fire to mic sessions. The most refreshing, when I come with the rockets, I'm harnessing darkness. MCs flee like markets, I'm striking targets, cause I am the rap sniper. I'm nicer, there's none liver in this rap cipher. I'm tighter than most of you cats will ever be. Maneuvering cleverly in and out of your territory. I'm surprising the enemy and I'm killing them terribly. And I'm a rock till I'm about 170. I hope that I'm perfectly making it clear to y'all that in a war, I won't hesitate to slaughter y'all. I murder y'all like the ex-president's ex-wife and murder y'all again when we get to the next life. Like white on rice, I stay on the mic till late in the night, displaying my mic. Maybe I might just make y'all familiar with my schizo one time for my info black people. Yeah. Smack that rockin' and strap what I mean. Set campus, we ain't going nowhere. The only time you hear me see cheers.
Remember dying your G's way the G preach, but now times have changed and hip-hop reigns supreme. Would rather listen to his daughter than Abdullah Ibrahim. Can't tell the race line from the snare, don't care. Elders won't share, so they die with the knowledge. Long live to all the pioneers of what they gave us when we were just Kafirs. The Kafas, Samiyas, the Letter Hoolies, the Evos, the Mama Africans, the Brahim, the Soul Brothers, and the Chico Dwellers. And that goes for the Lady Smith, Black Navazos. Can't forget the brand of Foster's number. Won't come up on we are what we are, cause you were what you were. It ain't what we live, what we drive, or what we wear. That's the common vision and appreciation we should share. Embodiments of soul translated into music and spoken word and poetry. Emotion is the jam. We make today's hits and we bring tomorrow's classics. Joints for you to reminisce and be like, oh, remember that song. Ah yeah, that's the joint, that's my joint, turn it on. We make today's hits and we bring tomorrow's classics. Joints for you to reminisce and be like, oh, remember that song. I know they did it. Oh yeah, that's the joint, that's my joint, turn it on.
Tab the table. Back to the whole Pretoria hip-hop scene. You guys don't have like a lot of media support like as in mainstream media. You're right next door to Joburg, but in general you get ignored. Like you might as well be in Cape Town. But in terms of the support that you get on a street level and with the campuses and everything, it's really big. Like give us the lowdown in the Pretoria scene.
I mean, I have to start with this is like for me the Pete Rock / DJ Premier here, you know. 13 obviously, you know what I mean? And in terms of the MCs, I have to start with Bafuza, the Anvils, New Legends, Pressure Points, you know what I mean? A couple of radio shows, in fact, you know, but most of them are on campus radio stations. Like on Sundays from 5 to 10, you can catch, you know what I mean, the TEC campus. That's where we at, you know what I mean, with Roach Inc., the Anvils, and just doing our thing. DJ Beethoven, too, holding it down, no doubt. Come to the shows at the State Theater every Friday. Finally, the government is giving hip-hop a platform. It's free shows. Just come and support, you know what I mean? And yeah, before the Full Length album is coming out.
For you, which MCs like from Joburg side like get a lot of love from Pretoria that we might be surprised about?
Pro Kid came out here and showed love when Soweto first came out, and you know, I think only Tebow Touch was bumping it. And he used to come out here and do Soweto, and we knew the lyrics to it, you know what I mean? And he used to say his cats back in Joburg didn't know the lyrics, and you know what I mean? He cats out here in Pretoria, you know what I mean? It kind of surprised him, man, you know what I mean? The humility. Pro Kid is a person, man. I don't care if cats will talk about his selling out now with this and that track or whatever, you know what I mean? Pretoria has always felt his humility, and you know what I mean? He's always welcome here, man.
Whenever people talk about the history of South African hip-hop, blah, 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 like, I've never heard anyone from Pretoria mention.
I think that's a bit unfair, but it's okay, because when I think of PE, Kimberley, it's only recent that Proverb came out, Polokwane, there's no one, you know what I mean? I guess Pretoria, because it's the capital city, you know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure on us. But really, you know, I always say Tumi is always a Pretoria cat. He likes to front, you know, and say, no, I'm a world citizen. He doesn't even want to represent Joburg where he lives. I went to the same high school as Tumi, you know what I mean? He can't front. He was a Pretoria cat. Always deciphered at recess, break, whatever you call it. And you know what I mean? To see him doing his thing now, I'm always like, hey, that's a Pretoria cat, whatever you say.
The product that comes out of Pretoria, like with your websites, your mixtapes, the shows that are put out and everything, there's like a huge emphasis on quality. You know what I mean? In terms of funding for that sort of thing?
Yeah, we got a problem with sponsors, man. Pretoria acts as a problem with liquor and cigarette sponsors, you know what I mean? It's not the whole Islamic thing, it's just the funding. That's where we get a deadlock in Pretoria. Not that there's not people willing to fund our music. The music is there. But if a sensible sponsor could just come out, so we could set up websites, little radio stations, even if
I know what you mean.
Ones and magazines and whatnot.
MaliQ representing Beforza, representing Blacklisted, representing the capital city of hip-hop, or the future capital city. If you want to get hold of this mixtape, then drop me an email, lee@yfm.co.za, and tab the tape, or we'll try and make it happen. Tab the tape,
PaperCutt.